Welcome to North of Fatherhood. Watch my dad convert this chair into a swivel chair. Let's get into the video.
So thank you, Ari, for that introduction. So as she said, in this video I'll be swapping out my passenger side seat for a swivel option, which I've just had arrive from Clear Cut Conversions. So what I'll do is I'll drop the link in the description to the seat that I actually ordered. I do also have the driver's side to do, but I'll perhaps do that on another day. I'm just doing this on a spare couple of hours after work one day. So the absolute first things first. So the item did arrive, unboxed it real quick, and it's just quite simply the swivel seat itself, and it comes with the associated nuts and bolts in order to secure that. So first things first, what I'll be doing is I'll go round to disconnect the feed to the starter battery, just to make sure that there's no airbags that are triggering when I'm playing with the underside of the seat, and I'll obviously need to disconnect the connections as well for the seat. So what I'll do is I'll disconnect the battery and I'll unplug this connector here, and I'll pop right back to you. Be back in just a moment. It is obviously a little loose at this point, so the seat's starting to wobble on its runners, but it does move forward, and then that releases or makes visible the two to each side, as I said. So exactly the same process, same tool. In fact, I wonder if I can set this down. So there you go, one seat removed, and it should be quite a straightforward process then, just to put the plate on top using the provided fixings that come with the unit, and then just reassemble. But what I'll do at this stage is I'll just pause the video here. I'm just going to quickly hoover around this area, give it a quick clean, because once that seat's going on, it's going to stay on, and then we'll continue. So I will be back in just a moment. And just like that, it looks like we're done. So I do have a question for anyone out there that may be more familiar with these. So as I said, I wanted to position the screws with the head to the top and the nut at the bottom. There does appear to be an ever so slight catching where the thread is just a bit too long, and it just catches a little bit of the plate as you rotate it. So I'm just wondering whether or not I should flip those to the opposite way around. So drop me a note in the comments if actually you've done that and you've had success that way without any catching. It just seems to be catching just ever slightly, and I don't know whether that will free up over time or whether I need to shorten those bolts maybe. So anyhow, there we go. So just towards on the passenger side, of course, you've got this little red toggle here, so quite literally push that in and then give the seat a gentle nudge, and it does then rotate. So it just kind of catches here. Bit hard to do this one-handed, so I'll just come around the other side. Place that down. So it does catch, definitely. If I just take a look at what's actually catching on. And it might be because the seat needs to be in a more forward position, which seems to be the case. So perhaps that's the answer. The seat needs to be in a forward position before rotating, because now it does actually come round without any catching, and it just locks into place in the final resting position. So job done. So that's the passenger side. This is of course a 2017 Fiat Ducato, and I believe when I ordered these plates they do fit a Fiat Ducato or a box or a relay, if I recall correctly. It's from 2006 onwards to present day, at least on the passenger side. So it may be slightly different on the driver's side, so be aware and look out for that. And of course if you've got a twin seat, then I believe you can get a swivel for the twin seats as well, but I wanted to keep this walkway clear. So that's my job done for today. Hope you've enjoyed this content. If you are still watching and you're new to this channel, my name's Kai and I'm North of Fatherhood. This is a YouTube channel that I began to create a lot of content around the February time, where I had a previous project. It was a Peugeot partner van, and I soon found that wasn't enough for me, what I actually wanted to use the van for. So sold that, moved into this XBT Open Reach camper van conversion. So from start to scratch, you can see my full playlist. I'll drop the link in the description below for that full playlist on everything that I've done on this van to date, and I'm hoping very soon that I'll be able to share with you some of our camping adventures when we're beginning to use the van. So look out for those. Do feel free please to consider subscribing, it really helps the channel. Like this video if this was of use to you, and I'd always love to hear some feedback in the comments as well. So with that all being said, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye bye.